Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how I created this brutalism style flyer. So it is an anime themed brutalism poster of Jiraiya. If you watch Naruto, you know who this character is, but if you haven't watched Naruto, I'd really recommend it. Alright, it's an amazing show. But before we get started, I'd like you to help me by liking this video, commenting, sharing it to a friend, and also subscribing to this channel. Alright, thank you so much. Without talking too much, let's get right into the video. We're going to create a new file, and it's going to be our Instagram portrait size, which is 1080 by 1350. Our resolution is going to be 720, and we're going to create. Alright, so here we have our canvas. I've already gone ahead and I've put in our guidelines. Alright, so in case you want to get these guidelines, the top one here, this one that is highlighted blue, is at 2 points. Let's just check it. It's at 2.5. Come here to this px, right click it, come to percent. So it's at 2.5%. The one down here is at 97.5%. The one at the right is at 97%. The one at the left is at 3%. And the one in the middle is about 42.5%. So those are the coordinates I used for my guidelines, and that's what I'm going to be using to design today. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in our first picture. Alright. Alright, so this is the first picture we're going to be using for today. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use it to create a shape, a rectangle. So you go to your rectangle tool. Let's zoom in a bit, and you just use it as a guide to create a rectangle. Alright, so this rectangle now is not going to be all the way from the beginning to end, so we're just going to adjust it, create a little space at the top. Alright, okay, we'll change the color to black. I'll send it behind. Then we're going to clip this image into the shape. Alright, let's adjust the rectangle a bit. Okay, I think it's okay. So we're going to come and we're going to add a stroke to this rectangle. So just double click on that layer, come down to stroke, and change the size to 6. Make sure it's outside. Make the blending mode dissolve and make the color of the stroke black. Click on OK. Okay, let's actually go back. Let's change the stroke to inside. Double click, go back to your stroke, change the position to inside. Alright, better. Now that we have done that, we are going to actually write some text. So I've already taken my time to write the text for you guys, and all the assets I use in this video are going to be made available in the description box. Everything you're seeing here, I'm going to be giving it to you. Alright, so just check the description box and you'll see everything. So I'm actually going to take this to the top here. Let's zoom in. So this is actually one of the quotes, famous Jiraiya quotes. In the shinobi world, it's not how you live, it's how you die. And Jiraiya died honorably. Like, I almost cried when he died, to be honest. But that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about how to design. Alright? So we've placed it here. We are going to go back to our resources. We're going to take this icon. Alright, so shout out to Wave Index for giving me this icon for free. So you can check him out here on YouTube, Wave Index. He also has a website where you can download a lot of assets for free. So I'm just going to scale this down. I'm just going to say, I wonder if wave index will actually ever see this video. Well, that's by the way. Let's scale this down. Right. Take it up. Take it up. Shrink it a bit. Let's zoom in more. Alright. So we're going to hold your Alt and drag it to duplicate. Alright. Hold your Alt again, drag it again to duplicate. Alright, that's what we want. We want 3 of them. And then we're going to go to our line tool. We're going to right click, select the line tool. And then we're going to drag. Hold shift while you're dragging so it will be a straight line. Alright, so we'll come up here and we'll change the height to 3. Alright, okay, I think 3 is too much. Let's change it to 2. Alright, so now we've done that, we're going to shift this text up a bit. And then shifting the text up will allow us shift the rectangle up. Let's adjust the text, let's take it down a bit as well. So press Ctrl O to see what it looks like. Alright, it's not too bad. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create another rectangle down here. Okay, but before we create that rectangle, this stroke is too much, so let's go back to our rectangle. Let's go to stroke and then reduce it to 4. Okay, I think 4 is okay. Let's also reduce its opacity to I think 96. Okay, so we're going to go down here and we're going to bring in another asset, this sticker. I got this from Graylist here on YouTube. Shout out to Graylist if you ever see this video. Alright, so let's shrink this, take it up. Okay, take it up a bit. Alright, and then we'll now create a rectangle using this as a guide. Alright, so let the rectangle be aligned with this sticker. Alright, good. So the rectangle, we are going to drag, copy and paste this effect of the initial rectangle we did. So just hold your Alt, come here, drag it down. Alright, so we've created the same effect. Then we are going to bring in an image, this image here, and we are going to shrink it because we are going to place it inside that rectangle. This is Jiraiya in his final moments just before he died. Alright, so there we have it. Well, I'm feeling this rectangle is a bit too small, so I'm going to adjust it. Yeah, actually let's make do with what we have. I'm just going to reduce the stroke instead. I put a stroke of 2. Alright, so the next thing we're going to put under here is another element. It's an arrow, so let's drag it in. So we'll shrink it. So this is it. Reduce the size. Alright, take it up. Where's the element? Alright, we're going to organize our layers so we can know where everything is. Alright, so we're just going to place it here at the bottom. Okay. Alright, so it looks like there's a bit of space. So let's hide this too. And then the sticker, or increase the size of the sticker a bit. Okay. And then in return, or adjust the shape of this rectangle. Alright. Adjust it a bit. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure everything fits in properly. Alright, so press Ctrl to see what it looks like. So now we've done the right side of this poster. So I'm going to group all my elements so that we'll understand what we are doing. Because for a second there I was a bit confused on where everything was. So at the top we have a line and we have these three icons. So I'm just going to group them. I'll call it line and icons. Alright. Line and icons. Then we have the text. I'm going to take that text and put it inside our group as well. I'll say line, icons, and text. Alright. And then we have the main pic. I just call it picture pic. And then we have this at the bottom. So I'll just group everything at the bottom. Call it bottom stuff. You know what? Let's just call this top stuff. Alright, so you can see everything is arranged. Now let's group all three and call it right, because that's our right hand side. We're still going to design stuff on the left. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in another image. Alright, we're going to scale it down and we're going to take it up. I'm going to zoom in. Alright, so let's actually now make a shape, a rectangle that will place it in. Let's zoom in better so we can see what we are doing. So we just need to make sure it's placed properly on the line. I'm very meticulous with stuff like this. Alright, so now that we have our rectangle in place, let's take the image on top and let's clip the image to it, and then double click the rectangle and add a stroke. So you can see the stroke is inside, is dissolved, our opacity is 96, and then let's increase our width to 4, our stroke to 4. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in a text that I've already written for you guys to save time. Okay, so we're going to just place it. Legendary Sanin. Jiraiya was one of the 3 legendary Sanins, so I decided to write this text there to indicate that. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a custom shape using our polygonal lasso tool. Alright, so for this, first of all, let me bring in the image so I'll kind of understand how big the custom shape will be. Alright, so this is the image. of Jiraiya holding a Rasengan. Okay. So I'm going to click on my polygonal lasso tool. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to click on the line and I'll hold shift and drag. Okay, let's do that again. You can just press escape to start afresh. So I'm going to click on the line. Hold shift. Click again. Drag it down. Click again. Take it up. Click again and then take it back to the origin. Now we've created a selection. With that selection created, we can come down here to our solid color adjustment layer and we can change the color to black, and with that we've created a custom shape. We can take the Jiraiya's image to the top and then clip it to that custom shape, and if we zoom out you can see what we have. So double click on the custom shape and go to stroke, and inside dissolve 96 4 and leave it the way it is. Alright, so now let's group our layers. We're going to call this top. I'm going to call this, okay, let's put this inside top. I'm going to call this middle. Alright, so now that we've done both of this, we're going to go to the next step, which is to create another shape underneath, and that shape is going to also be a custom shape as well. So to create this, I'm still going to use my polygonal lasso tool. I'm going to zoom in. Alright, I'm going to come down here to this point, hold my shift, click here, hold my shift, click here. At that point I'm going to zoom in. Okay, so let's start afresh. Let me start from the top. I'll click to zoom. I'll click here. Click here. Alright. Then we'll just click follow the guides and finish it up. And then you come to your solid color and make it black. Let's change our foreground color to black. Alright, so we've created the second custom shape. Now let's bring in our final image. If you're hearing that background noise, I'm so sorry about it. So this is our final image. Alright, so for this image we are going to actually remove the background. So let's wait for it to render. Okay, so you can see that the background is removed, but they didn't do an accurate job, so we're going to modify it a bit. So select your brush tool, right, reduce the hardness and make sure your foreground color is set to white. So we're going to zoom in and let's actually increase our hardness. So we've cut out the image successfully. We are now going to position it properly. So we'll select it, press Ctrl T, right click and flip horizontal. Then we are going to scale it up, and we are going to take it up. Alright, we want it to overlap this image in the middle here. Okay, so let's scale it up more a bit. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in write some Japanese characters. So for that, I've written them here. Okay, so we're going to copy. We'll come, select our text tool, and we'll just press Ctrl V, paste it in. Change your color to black. Okay, actually, let's leave it at white. Change it from regular to bold. Let's drag it in here. So even this font I used, I'm going to provide it for you. So I'm just going to align it on a straight line. I'll put it here, and I'll add a little stroke to it. I'll make the stroke outside. 2. Alright. Then we're going to add another set of Japanese characters right here. So let's go and copy it. Okay, this is it. Press Ctrl C to copy. Click on your text tool and press Ctrl V. Alright. So we're going to adjust the size a bit. Just going to slant it a little. Alright, so we'll just leave it there. Maybe increase the line spacing a bit. Okay. Now what's left is the middle section. So for the middle, we're going to write Jiraiya the Gallant. That was his nickname. Jiraiya. Jiraiya the Gallant. Let's change the color to black. Let's change the font to Akira expanded. Okay. So we're going to rotate it like this. I'll move it to the center. Let's zoom in. Take it to the top. Okay, once it's at the top, zoom out, come to the bottom. And make sure that you drag it down. Alright. Then we centralize it. Alright, so it's centralized. So we're going to create a rectangle at the back. Okay. So the rectangle is going to go down all the way to the end. Okay. We just extend it. Extend the rectangle down the way all the way to the end. Alright, and you can make it black. Then we're going to group it and call it the middle section. Okay, this text, let's drag it down into this group, and these other ones, let's group them because they are the left. So we have the left, the middle, and the right. Okay, let's go back to the middle and see that it's beginning to come together. For the middle, this Jiraiya, let's copy it, then take the one under, change the color to white, double click on it, add a stroke, and then click on OK. Then move it with your arrow keys a bit to the left. You can see the effect on the text. Alright, then with that we have finished the layout. Now let's turn it into a brutalism style design. Alright, so how do we achieve that? So come here to this picture on the right hand side. You're going to come down to your adjustment layers and you click on threshold and you clip it to only that image, right? So you're going to select that threshold layer and select, so you're going to select the Jiraiya layer and you go to filter and you go to noise and you add noise. Let your noise be 20. Alright, that's it. That's how you turn it into a threshold image. So you go to this image at the bottom, click on it, come down to your adjustment layer, select your threshold, clip the threshold, come down to the picture itself, go to filter, go to noise and add noise of 20, or you can adjust it to how you see fit. Alright, so we're done with the right hand side completely. We'll go to the left. So as you can see, we've converted the entire picture into what? Brutalism. But we are not done yet, are we? No. So you go to the top, and what you're going to do is you're going to select, you're going to start bringing in textures. So I have 3 textures here made available. Start with the first one. So you just drag it in, increase the size so it covers the entire thing, and then you play around with the blend mode. Okay, I think lighter color works. Let's reduce the fill a little bit. We bring in another texture, extend it, play with the blending mode. Color dodge works. Color dodge add, reduce the fill a bit. Going, bring our last texture, extend it. For this one, we'll use multiply and reduce the fill. Okay, now After we've added all these textures, we're going to click on the top, press Ctrl Shift Alt E to create a snap. Okay, before that, so we're going to do something to change the color. Let's come down into our adjustment layer, click on gradient map, and click on the gradients, and then you're going to choose the gradient you want. I am going to use this yellow and black so you can see what it looks like. Okay, let's use this. Now this side of the gradient, look at the hex code, and this other side of the gradient, look at the hex code, right? So just copy it and do the same that I've done. After you've done this, you can now press Ctrl Shift Alt E, press Ctrl full stop, press right click on it and convert it to a smart object. Then go to filter and go to camera raw filter. Alright, so we're not going to do much. We'll just go down to detail, not detail, sorry, go to effects, go to vignette. Yeah, let's go to vignette and play around with the settings. Then maybe you can go to detail, add a bit of sharpening, noise reduction a bit, go to effects, go to texture, add a little bit of texture, and then that's okay. Then you can also come here and go to your hue and saturation. Let's reduce the saturation a bit, just a little bit, and then finally go to your exposure, increase the exposure a bit. Alright, and with that we have come to the end of this tutorial video. I hope you learned a lot from this tutorial. I hope you learned new techniques that you will apply in your future flyers. Thank you so much for watching. Kindly help me like this video, subscribe to this channel, drop a comment, and if you want to watch any more videos that I have here on this channel, you can click on the videos that are popping up. Thank you for watching. Have a nice one.